As National Infant Immunization Week comes to a close on May 1st, experts from Jefferson County Public Health are encouraging parents to get their children routinely vaccinated. Jefferson County Public Health Prevent Nurse Tammy Reynolds stressed that the Week of Awareness has a long-standing message: protecting the health of infants and young children, a time when their health is most vulnerable.
They're so young and so vulnerable. This specific area, it's 2 and under, just to stay on top of disease prevention, keeping our children healthy, and staying immunized or being up to date.
With parental consent, when infants are just minutes old, they receive their first vaccination.
Look at Hep B first day of birth. And that's the start of a series of 3 shots. And then at the age of 2 months, they'll start the rest of their vaccines. And so, they're coming in, like I said, they're coming into a world where there's so much disease. It's important to keep them healthy and safe. We can't stress it enough to try to educate the families of understanding that we are the ones that are ultimately going to keep them safe by getting them vaccinated as parents.
Reynolds stated that, in her opinion, the most important immunizations children should receive are the DTaP, hepatitis B, and Hib, which all, she expressed, are more important now than ever.
We're talking about vaccines in a whole different way than we had been talking about them before.
Absolutely.
So although kids under the age of 16 cannot get the COVID vaccine at this moment, why is it important now during a pandemic that kids receive their routine vaccinations?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So you're right. Unfortunately, under 16, they can't, but we want to keep them healthy. So the more reason why they need to stay up to date on those vaccines, keeping them healthy. We don't want them vulnerable, and we don't want to see these vaccines reemerging in our community. We already have the issue with COVID, so it's so important that they stay up to date.
Reynolds also shared that this process can be overwhelming, especially for first-time parents. However, there are many resources to help.
I think it can be overwhelming. And that's one thing we really try to do when we give a vaccine. We give a lot of education on that. We give them the paperwork. It's so important to research. Know what your children are getting. I could tell parents anything is, if you don't know what it is, ask questions. We are here to help. We want you to know what your children are being vaccinated with. We want you to understand what's behind it and the importance of it.
Vaccination clinics are held every Wednesday at Jefferson County Public Health. Parents and guardians are urged to call if they have any questions. Additional resources can be found on the CDC website. For ABC 50 Now in Watertown, I'm Isabella Colello.